Do you understand English, but sometimes struggle to find the right words when you speak? Do you want to respond more quickly and feel more confident in everyday conversations? In today's lesson, you are going to practice useful English sentences for real-life situations. You will learn how to talk about your routine, communicate at work, make phone calls, travel, solve problems, express your ideas, and speak about your goals. There are no complicated grammar explanations and no long vocabulary lists. You only need to listen, repeat, and speak out loud. This lesson is divided into 3 levels. Level 1 is for A-1 to A. 2 learners. You will practice short and simple sentences for common situations. Level 2 is for A2 to B1 learners. You will learn more complete sentences for everyday conversations. Level 3 is for B1 to B2 learners. You will practice natural and confident English for more detailed discussions. Each level contains 5 topics. Each topic contains 8 useful sentences. You will hear every sentence twice. After that, repeat the sentence twice on your own. Take your time, speak clearly, and do not worry about making mistakes. Are you ready? Let's begin. Part 1. Level 1, a 1 to A. 2. Simple English for everyday situations.
Topic 1. Getting ready in the morning.
My alarm rings at 6:30. My alarm rings at 6:30. I sit up and stretch my arms. I sit up and stretch my arms. I open the curtains. I open the curtains. I take a quick shower. I take a quick shower. I choose my clothes for the day. I choose my clothes for the day. I make a simple breakfast. I make a simple breakfast. I check the weather on my phone. I check the weather on my phone. I leave home at 8 o'clock. I leave home at 8 o'clock. Great job. Now let's continue.
Topic 2. Traveling to work or school.
I walk to the nearest station. I walk to the nearest station. I buy a ticket from the machine. I buy a ticket from the machine. I stand on the platform. I stand on the platform. The train arrives on time. The train arrives on time. I get into the first carriage. I get into the first carriage. The train is crowded today. The train is crowded today. I check my messages during the journey. I check my messages during the journey. I arrive a few minutes early. I arrive a few minutes early. Excellent. Let's move to the next topic.
Topic 3. At work or in class.
I turn on my computer. I turn on my computer. I check my schedule. I check my schedule. I say hello to everyone. I say hello to everyone. I start my first task. I start my first task. I write some notes in my notebook. I write some notes in my notebook. I ask a simple question. I ask a simple question. I take a break at noon. I take a break at noon. I finish my work at 5. I finish my work at 5. Very good.
Topic 4. Preparing a meal.
I look inside the fridge. I look inside the fridge. I take out some vegetables. I take out some vegetables. I wash them under cold water. I wash them under cold water. I cut the vegetables into small pieces. I cut the vegetables into small pieces. I heat some oil in a pan. I heat some oil in a pan. I cook everything for 10 minutes. I cook everything for 10 minutes. I put the food on a plate. I put the food on a plate. I sit down and enjoy my meal. I sit down and enjoy my meal. Well done. Now for the final topic in level 1.
Topic 5. Relaxing in the evening.
I put my phone on silent. I put my phone on silent. I make a cup of tea. I make a cup of tea. I sit in my favorite chair. I sit in my favorite chair. I listen to a quiet podcast. I listen to a quiet podcast. I write in my journal. I write in my journal. I prepare my clothes for tomorrow. I prepare my clothes for tomorrow. I feel tired but relaxed. I feel tired but relaxed. I go to bed before 11. I go to bed before 11.
Level 1. A1 to A2. Complete.
Fantastic work! You can now describe many simple moments from your daily life. Let's make your English a little more detailed. Part 2, Level 2, a 2 to B1, useful English for everyday conversations.
Topic 1. Making a phone call.
Hello, may I speak to Daniel, please? Hello, may I speak to Daniel, please? I'm calling about tomorrow's meeting. I'm calling about tomorrow's meeting. Is this a good time to talk? Is this a good time to talk? Could you speak a little more slowly? Could you speak a little more slowly? I'm sorry, the connection is not very clear. I'm sorry, the connection is not very clear. Can I leave a message for her? Can I leave a message for her? Please ask him to call me back. Please ask him to call me back. Thank you for taking my call. Thank you for taking my call. Good work.
Topic 2. At the pharmacy.
I have had a headache since this morning. I have had a headache since this morning. Do you have something for a sore throat? Do you have something for a sore throat? How often should I take this medicine? How often should I take this medicine? Should I take it with food? Should I take it with food? Are there any side effects? Are there any side effects? I am allergic to this ingredient. I am allergic to this ingredient. Do I need a prescription for this? Do I need a prescription for this? Thank you for your advice. Thank you for your advice. Excellent. Let's continue.
Topic 3. Making an appointment.
I would like to make an appointment. I would like to make an appointment. Are you available on Thursday morning? Are you available on Thursday morning? I am afraid I cannot come at that time. I am afraid I cannot come at that time. Do you have anything later in the day? Do you have anything later in the day? Friday afternoon works better for me. Friday afternoon works better for me. Could you confirm the address, please? Could you confirm the address, please? I will arrive 10 minutes early. I will arrive 10 minutes early. Thank you. I will see you on Friday. Thank you. I will see you on Friday. Very good.
Topic 4. Staying at a hotel.
I have a reservation under the name Taylor. I have a reservation under the name Taylor. Could I check in now, please? Could I check in now, please? Is breakfast included in the price? Is breakfast included in the price? What time does the restaurant open? What time does the restaurant open? Could I have the Wi-Fi password? Could I have the Wi-Fi password? My room key does not seem to work. My room key does not seem to work. Could someone bring me an extra towel? Could someone bring me an extra towel? What time do I need to check out? What time do I need to check out? Great job.
Topic 5. Having a casual conversation.
It's nice to see you again. It's nice to see you again. How have things been going lately? How have things been going lately? I have been quite busy this week. I have been quite busy this week. Did you do anything interesting yesterday? Did you do anything interesting yesterday? I recently started learning how to cook. I recently started learning how to cook. That sounds like a lot of fun. That sounds like a lot of fun. We should catch up again soon. We should catch up again soon. Send me a message when you are free. Send me a message when you are free.
Level 2. A2 to B1. complete.
Excellent progress. You can now manage many everyday conversations with more confidence. Now let's make your English sound even more natural. Part 3, Level 3, B. 1 to B2. Natural English for real conversations.
Topic 1. Dealing with a problem.
I'm afraid there seems to be a problem with my order. I'm afraid there seems to be a problem with my order. This is not the item I requested. This is not the item I requested. Could you check what happened, please? Could you check what happened, please? I understand that mistakes sometimes happen. I understand that mistakes sometimes happen. I would appreciate it if you could replace it. I would appreciate it if you could replace it. How long will it take to solve the issue? How long will it take to solve the issue? Thank you for dealing with this so quickly. Thank you for dealing with this so quickly. I'm glad we were able to find a solution. I'm glad we were able to find a solution. Well done.
Topic 2. Explaining your preferences.
I usually prefer quiet places to crowded ones. I usually prefer quiet places to crowded ones. I would rather stay home than go out tonight. I would rather stay home than go out tonight. I enjoy activities that allow me to be creative. I enjoy activities that allow me to be creative. I tend to choose quality over quantity. I tend to choose quality over quantity. When I travel, I like to explore places on foot. When I travel, I like to explore places on foot. I'm not a big fan of planning every detail. I'm not a big fan of planning every detail. It depends on the situation and the people involved. It depends on the situation and the people involved. Overall, I prefer experiences that feel authentic. Overall, I prefer experiences that feel authentic. Excellent.
Topic 3. Talking about your goals.
One of my main goals is to speak English more fluently. One of my main goals is to speak English more fluently. I am trying to practice for at least 20 minutes a day. I am trying to practice for at least 20 minutes a day. I know that progress takes time and patience. I know that progress takes time and patience. Sometimes it is difficult to stay consistent. Sometimes it is difficult to stay consistent. I try to focus on small and realistic steps. I try to focus on small and realistic steps. Every small improvement gives me more confidence. Every small improvement gives me more confidence. I have already made more progress than I expected. I have already made more progress than I expected. I am determined to keep working toward my goal. I am determined to keep working toward my goal. Great work.
Topic 4. Agreeing and disagreeing politely.
I completely understand your point of view. I completely understand your point of view. I agree with most of what you said. I agree with most of what you said. That may be true, but there is another way to look at it. That may be true, but there is another way to look at it. I'm not sure I see the situation in the same way. I'm not sure I see the situation in the same way. You have made a strong argument. You have made a strong argument. However, I think we should consider the possible risks. However, I think we should consider the possible risks. Perhaps we can find an option that works for everyone. Perhaps we can find an option that works for everyone. Even though we disagree, I respect your opinion. Even though we disagree, I respect your opinion. Very good. Now for the final topic.
Topic 5. Building your confidence.
You do not need to speak perfectly to communicate well. You do not need to speak perfectly to communicate well. The most important thing is to express your ideas clearly. The most important thing is to express your ideas clearly. Every conversation is a new opportunity to improve. Every conversation is a new opportunity to improve. Feeling nervous is a normal part of learning. Feeling nervous is a normal part of learning. The more you practice, the easier speaking becomes. The more you practice, the easier speaking becomes. Your mistakes can teach you valuable lessons. Your mistakes can teach you valuable lessons. Be patient with yourself and celebrate your progress. Be patient with yourself and celebrate your progress. Your English is improving every time you use it. Your English is improving every time you use it. Level 3, B1 to B2. Complete. Amazing work.
You have now completed all 3 levels and practiced 120 useful English sentences.
You started with simple daily actions. Then, you practiced everyday conversations such as making phone calls, visiting a pharmacy, arranging appointments, staying at a hotel, and talking casually with other people. Finally, you learned how to solve problems, describe your preferences, discuss your goals, disagree politely, and develop more confidence. Now it is time for your personal challenge. Choose 5 sentences from this lesson and use them today. You can say them out loud, write them in a notebook, or use them in a real conversation. Do not try to memorize everything at once. A few minutes of practice every day can make a big difference. Remember, learning English is not about being perfect. It is about communicating, improving, and continuing even when it feels difficult.
If you found this lesson helpful, give the video a like. Subscribe to English Flow channel for more practical English lessons with Anna. Share this lesson with someone who also wants to speak English with more confidence.
And write your answer in the comments. Which situation is the most difficult for you in English? Making phone calls, talking at work, traveling, or expressing your opinion? Keep listening, keep repeating, keep speaking. And remember, every sentence you practice brings you one step closer to fluency. See you in the next lesson.